music.
Unsigned, you're listening to the Freeza Block Show. Local, milehigherunderground.com. Unsigned, local artists, unsigned artists. Music you may have never heard before. Music you'll want to hear again. All right here on the Freeza Block Show.
Welcome in. It is the Freeza Block Show. So very happy to have everybody listening in and alongside. Today we have a particularly crazy show. We have Harry Lugnutz from the band Log in the studio. And yes, indeed, he's dressed up in his best bear costume. And it's a great day for a bear costume.
It's Thursday.
Not, man.
It's Thursday.
Not only is it Thursday, but it's cold as H out there, man. You know what I'm saying?
When Thursday in that coordinate, it's good.
Indeed, man. And yes, indeed, Log. He is representing the band Log today. L-O-G. Westward did a little piece on him a couple months ago and kind of said something about that they might qualify as being Denver's weirdest band. So, and well, you know, without further ado, and that saying, go ahead and try to describe, if you could, what kind of music it is that we're in store for.
Oh, the old description. The description.
Yes, we got to put we got to put you in the cubby hole somewhere.
We never quite had a great tagline, and but once Dan Rather described this as Norwegian garageabilly dance hall punk with hints of Tiny Tim and Dr. Seuss. And while I don't think it's 100% accurate, it's probably about as close as you'll get.
And I'll take it, man. Yes. Really, it's definitely, I don't know if you would call it fun or avant-garde or just it's definitely
avant fun.
It's definitely not top 40 material, though.
Well, you know,
I guess it could be.
Not yet. Casey Kasem is still on our wish list.
She's still alive.
No.
The poor Casey Kasem. Yeah, keep your head. What did he say? Keep your feet on the ground and your eyes in the stars.
I think he said keep your tailgate up. Yeah, or else you lose your load on the side of the road. But yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, we're a fun band, that's for sure. Avant, yes. We have, we blend elements of everything: punk, funk, rock, experimental, and
very experimental.
A little bit of Barry Manilow.
Yeah, I like it though, man. And obviously, it translates over into the fun that you guys have during the shows when you have live shows and all that good stuff, man. And as a matter of fact, you could check them out on May 19th. As at your mom's house. They're going to be having a feature. They're going to be having a benefit show for Jimmy the Grinder. And Jimmy is, of course, well, if you want to go ahead and describe the whole thing for the folks out there.
Yeah, it's a benefit show for a member of the band and a good friend and a wonderful human being named Jimmy the Grinder, a.k.a. Mr. Josh B., who earlier this year had open heart surgery to replace a valve. And he's doing really well, but as we all know, with our reality of healthcare, it takes a big hit on people. He's been out of work for a while. He's getting back into the swing of thing, but we're putting together a little shindig to help him out and help him get back on his feet financially. So the great news is that he will be playing with us, which when we set this up, we had no idea if that was going to be the case, but he's firing on all cylinders, and we're really excited about it.
That's good, man. And I hope to, at least be out there and to give you guys a little bit of love and help out a little bit and as you can, and have a good, fun afternoon or evening of just silliness, man, and good times, man. It's always fun to see you in concert or at your shows. I've seen you in another form as another entity and another band, but that's it for another show.
That's right.
We're gonna go right into the music here, man. Off of that, this one I have. I don't know. We don't know really the tracks because they just say track 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're gonna play a little bit at a time. And
it's a surprise.
It's the one
track
you want.
This is brand new music that I haven't even heard. Obviously, that was just recorded with the. And so we figure, why not throw it out there to the masses?
Let's do it. Let's take a trip into the unknown,
into the future.
This is Log with track 1. He'll tell you what it is after we're back.
in my head, crawling like a spider. You spin your web, spin a little tighter. I lock and load, shoot a little higher. You'll always be my red rider. You shoot your eye out, man. You shoot your eye out. What can't you understand? You shoot your eye out. And there we go. Found another buyer. The story grows a little tighter. You're all alone. Paints are on fire. You'll always be my red rider. You shoot your eye out, man. You shoot your eye out. Why can't you understand? You shoot your eye out. You shoot your eye out, man. You shoot your eye out. Feel free to lend a hand. You shoot your eye out. Shake the grease of the pan. You shoot your eye out. You need to hit the can. You shoot your eye out. 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 You shoot it. You shoot it. You shoot your eye out. You shoot your eye out. You shoot your eye out. You shoot it. You shoot it. You shoot your eye out. You shoot your eye out. You shoot your eye out. You shoot it. You shoot it. You shoot your eye out. You shoot your eye out.
Yes, indeed. It is Harry Lugnutz from the band Log, and that song was called, I would guess,
Red Rider.
Red Rider.
Red
Yes,
Rider.
indeed. You will shoot your. Where do you get that from? Like some kind of movie?
I don't know. There might have been a movie that was. I don't know. I don't recall.
Where do you get a lot of your inspiration for writing some of your songs?
Well,
From movies and stuff like that?
Ladies' Home Journal. I don't know. It just sort of comes in my head, gets spun around like.
Are you the one writing mostly?
Well, yeah. I mean, I sort of I say I bring little kernels and then we throw them on the flame and see if they pop. But yeah, it's definitely a band, that's for sure.
And when you guys get it going, it's like a jiffy pop experience.
It's jiffy popperific.
Ah, yes, indeed, man. Love it, love it, love it. We have Harry Lugnutz from Log in the studio. Make sure to check Log out on Facebook. They're also on the front cover of the Denver music scene page, I think, as well. I don't know how you guys got that, but you're right there, man.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, you were the last time I checked.
Well,
but,
all right.
You know, doing some stuff, a lot of underground type of deal, man. And where's that flyer I just had? There we go.
There we go.
Make sure to check them out. They're going to be at your mom's house. That's right over there next to the Wax Tracks. It's a great, great event. And it's a benefit show, May 19th, 7:30. Make sure you check it out. Log, are you guys the only ones playing there?
No. A good thing. Good question. We have the return of a fabulous band called the Grand Tour, and we dragged them back for this benefit show. They're working on some special tidbits for the show, and they'll be back. So be sure to check them out. We're also going to be, as part of the benefit, we're going to be raffling off tons of local products and services, as well as a lot of artwork that's been donated. So it's going to be a great time. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to probably potentially expand a little bit as far as performers. There might be a stand-up or two but for right now, there's going to be a lot of interaction with the artwork and things of that nature. So
really trying to get that, that big money going, man, to try to really get
just trying to help out. It's for a good cause. It's a $10 door charge, which is relatively reasonable, and all of the proceeds for merchandise and everything else goes towards Mr. Jimmy the Grinder and his cause. So it'll be good. Plus, we've been away for a while. We've done a couple shows now here, and I know there's a few folks who missed our first headline show back at the Larimer Lounge. So this is a chance for them to come out. We have kind of the same chassis. Maybe we put some new struts and shocks on the old jalopy, and we have it's kind of a different sound. We don't have any guitar player right now. We filled the guitar role with Mr. Knuckles Marinara, who is extraordinarily talented musician who plays saxophone through a bunch of effects pedals. And I think a microwave and an old car stereo.
What was that name again?
Knuckles Marinara.
All right, yeah. Man. I don't even know how to spell.
Well, Knuckles with a K.
That's what I thought, man.
Only because he's from Italy. But yeah. So it's going to be good.
It is going to be good, man, and I'm excited to hear about the difference between that guitar sound and the saxophone sound that you guys have going. Well, is it a big difference, or
it's kind of funny you ask. Sometimes it sounds like a guitar, sometimes it sounds like a synth, sometimes it sounds like two pterodactyls mating in a bathtub. So it's pretty spectacular what he's been able to produce. And it's kind of this new album. It's kind of the overall mix of a lot of things going on, and you kind of scratch your head and go, "What's that?" As I've been mixing the album, I don't even know who's doing what sometimes. So it's created a nice little stew of sound.
That's what we're talking about, man. Right. Indeed. It is Harry Lugnutz from the band Log, L-O-G. Easy enough to spell and find on Facebook, so make sure you do that. They've got some stuff out there on Bandcamp. Make sure to give them some love there as well. And let's get to talking about how Log got created, man.
Ooh, it was a stormy night many years ago. Yes. There's many rumors about Log. There's one where Dr. Bug, who is the drummer, and we met in a frozen food section of a supermarket. There might be some truth to that.
I was going to say, was that for real?
Yeah, I was proposing to a pot pie, and I didn't speak pot pie, and Dr. Bug does. So, from there, we just had a friendship. We started jamming in alleys and dumpsters, and we started out as a bass and drums duo. The first couple live extravaganzas were just the two of us, sometimes to enthusiastic audiences, sometimes to people scratching their heads, sometimes to people getting kind of upset and not knowing what they were listening to.
Right. I can understand that.
Yeah, we still get that. But, shortly thereafter, we played a rooftop gig at a place called Monkey Mania, which is long gone, but it was this creative hub down off of Kalamath, and there's a lot of bands in there. We just did an impromptu show. This was back before that area where you could just blast off and not have anybody complain. And we invited a whole bunch of people, artists and musicians and people who would play typewriters and steel sculptures and grinders and palm sanders and chains.
Real artists.
Yeah. And from that, we sort of, some of those people stuck around and have been with us for, since. And Jimmy the Grinder being one of those people who plays a plethora of instruments, if you want to even call them that. It's like a junkyard arrived on stage, and he somehow manages to make it musical. He plays everything from pieces of metal, sheet metal, chains, and every once in a while he'll throw in a power grinder or a palm sander.
Right? Does he do the saw as well? I know like the regular old
saw. We haven't done that yet, but maybe you never know. You never know what's going to come into play.
You never know. It sounds like it to me, man. That's right. For sure. We have Harry Lugnutz. He is representing the band Log. So with the two guys, we have Jimmy the Grinder also with you, and he plays everything, right?
He's the secret sauce
when he can play.
He's the secret sauce.
And Knuckles Marinara.
Marinara. That's a
Marinara.
That's a day spa in Ocean County. Knuckles Marinara. He plays saxophone. That's what he has. But like I said, you got to hear it and come see it. He brings sounds out of that thing that I've never heard before.
That's awesome. And between those two guys and yourself, who else do you guys have?
Well, we have the mighty Doctor, the Dr. Bug on drums, who was one of the founding members of Log, and we also have a gentleman who goes by many names. Most lately, he is called Lenny King Kohlrabi. But
I love the names, man. By the way, man, we haven't even rang the bell yet, man.
We're ringing the bell. What's going on?
This is definitely a ring the bell spot. Indeed, the bell. When you hear the bell, the Log fans that are listening and tuning in for the first time, and having a good time here on the Freeza Block Show, that bell means either a hit or a shot. It doesn't necessarily have to be weed or alcohol, but just a little something to get you right on through. And it's only for the folks at home, playing at home. And I was
going to start ringing that bell like crazy.
Yeah, well, we will. That's right, folks. That's 2. Break it on out. You owe us 2 shots. And it also, when we make a good point, I think sometimes.
Well, that'll be mighty quiet in here.
Yeah. No doubt about it. It is Log. It is Harry Lugnutz with Log in his best bear suit. Indeed, man. You look good, man.
Well, this is just, it's Thursday, so this is what I wear. And it was a little chilly out there today, so
it was perfect.
It's not bad.
Perfect, man.
It's not bad.
You brought a couple of friends with you?
I did. I ran into these 2 folks. This is Jared and Ivanka. They were outside here, and I just thought they'd come in. They're also they're launching a line of clothing. They told me. What is it called? Complicit. It's called Complicit, and you can check that out soon at well, you know where. Anyway, thanks for coming.
Yeah,
it's good to see you guys.
Looking
dapper as always.
Yes, indeed. You know that black and white cowhide is really vogue right now.
This is in with all the kids. It's Kanye actually was seen wearing something similar to this the other day while dancing around the Kardashian mansion. But yes, it's good stuff.
Yeah, don't get mixed up with them, man. They'll take your bareness all away from you, man.
They'll shoot your eye out, man.
And that too. too. Let's get back to some of the music here, man. We're going to go with track 2. Brand new stuff from the band Log. Some music that you will hear at the Jimmy the Grinder benefit show on May 19th. Make sure to come out. That's a Saturday, right?
It's a Saturday night. No excuses.
Man. Come on
excuses. Get out there. Get out there.
Get on out there to your mom's house.
It's not your mom's house, but your mom's house.
Yes, indeed. One of the coolest new venues here in the Mile High, man.
It's quite fabulous.
Loving it indeed. All right, we're going to go with track 2. And hey, if it's the one that we're not supposed to play, then you let me know right away.
All right.
Okay, here we go. Log. We're good.
What's that you say? Well, I'll be damned. I didn't know or understand. It's in the cards, it's in the can. Well, I'll be damned. Well, I'll be damned. I didn't know or understand. I had to go without a plan. It's on the page, I understand. Well, I'll be damned. Well, I'll be damned. Not so fast, not so fast. You chase your tail, you catch your ass. I know in time this will pass. Suffering, 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 sabotage. What's that you say? Well, I'll be damned. I didn't know or understand. It's in the cards, it's in the can. Well, I'll be damned. Well, I'll be damned. I didn't know or understand. I had to go without a plan. It's on the page, I understand. Well, I'll be damned. Well, I'll be damned. Not so fast, not so fast. You chase your tail, you catch your ass. I know in time this will pass. Suffering, 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 succotash. Well, I'll be down. You got your head, you got your down in the sun. I didn't know or understand. Well, I'll be down. Well, I'll be down. It's at your sun. I understand. You got your head down in the sun. It's in the cards. It's in the plan. Well, I'll be down. Well, I'll be down. Not so fast, not so fast. You chase your tail, you catch your ass. I know in time this will pass. Suffering, 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 succotash. Suffering, 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 succotash. You chase your tail, you catch your ass. Suffering, 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 succotash.
All right, all right. Log in the studio. That song, of course, was called Suffering Succotash. And wow, love it. Harry Lugnutz in the studio in his bear costume. And I don't know, I don't really know if it's a costume. I think it's just, it's your everyday wear, right? Well, not every day, but
almost every day.
Thursday.
Yeah,
deal,
I have a
right?
formal, I put a bow tie on for weddings and court. But other than that, this is pretty much it.
Yeah, you know, you got to do that, man. Every once in a while, you got to spruce it on
represent.
up. No doubt about it, man. And again, Log will be playing at the benefit, Jimmy the Grinder benefit show, who, of course, you heard all the noises and the different instruments at the very end of that show. I assume that was Jimmy the Grinder.
It is. You know, on this album, he's introduced some new items. He's playing a flugel funnel, and it's just what it sounds like. It's a funnel on the end of a hose that he stuck a trumpet mouthpiece in. And I'll be damned, he plays it in key. It's kind of this whirling, almost horn keyboard sound. But yes, lots of metal clanking and clunking and banging and syncopation on that one.
That's awesome, and that's what makes Log, man. It's a different style, right. Man. It's you guys are not afraid to try anything at all.
Well, almost anything.
Well, almost. All right, we'll do that. There we go. Another shot and a hit for the Log fans out there.
For the Log fans out there.
Yes, indeed, and they are out there, indeed, man, indeed. I noticed that, like, when you guys probably are doing shows and you do them with like other artists and stuff, that you really catch like the eye, you know, of somebody who hasn't seen you before.
Yeah, I think we take people aback a little bit, you know, when you come up on stage and somebody's wearing strange garments and playing an electric 2x4, and there's somebody in a glitzy mini skirt spraying the audience with sparks. Yeah, I think some people take notice. You might not like us, but you're going to remember us.
That's for sure, man. They are Log, L-O-G. We got Harry Lugnutz in the studio. And again, just like I was going to say, come and check them out on the 19th, May 19th at your mom's house. Not your mom's house, but your mom's house.
It is.
Right over there next to Wax Track. It's a really kick-ass venue, and there's a lot of fun there. As a matter of fact, they're going to have a great show there tonight too, but that's also for another show.
It is. Yeah, your mom's house shares a building with Pearls, the bar that's over there. So you actually go through Pearls to get to your mom's house. It's not as confusing as it sounds, and it's also right next to Benny Blanco's Pizza.
Benny Blanco's, that's right.
I think is
Benny Blanco's from the
Bronx, a slice of the Bronx, where Harry Lugnutz might have some blood from the Bronx. You don't know.
Is that right? Well, how about
know.
that? You never
Frog's
know.
neck in the house.
Let's talk a little bit about Harry Lugnutz, where your beginnings and your what you wanted to do as you were growing up as a youngster. You weren't always a musician, were you?
No, some would say I'm still not a musician. Most would say I'm not a musician. No, I grew up like any other kid, I suppose. My failed ballet career behind me. I had to put that behind me when I only rose to be 6'1". I realized I wasn't going to play center for the Knicks. Yeah. So, down the road, you figure out, hey, what's this thing with 4 strings on it that makes these sort of low noises, and you plug it into an amplifier. And one day I picked up the bass, and, I've been playing it ever since. And one of these days I'm going to figure it out.
So you play bass?
I play bass as well as, I fumble around on some other instruments, but in Log, I primarily the basso guitar.
Yes. Well, all right. That's good. There we go. Wow, we have the best. We have the best equipment ever in here. I'm telling you what.
But you got clown noses on the end of your microphone.
We're good though. It's
all good.
We're professional right here. There.
Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey SM58.
No doubt about it, man. It is Log. It's Harry Lugnutz in the studio. Make sure to check him out with Knuckles Marinara. And who else is going to be there?
The band Log is, we're set lineup.
You guys
it's going to be Mr. Knuckles Marinara, Dr. Bug, Jimmy the Grinder, Lenny King Kohlrabi, who's you might know as the Breakfast Jedi.
What does he do?
Lenny plays percussion. He's also in charge of cruciferous vegetable distribution. We have a song on our new album called "Eat Your Vegetables," and he spends time as a chef, and so he brings the cruciferous vegetables.
Nice.
For the crowd
you got to have a band. When you got a band member that's a chef, you got it going on, man.
Right.
You're making all the right moves.
That's
man.
right.
You're making all the right moves.
That's right.
Man. Is it pretty easy for you guys to get booked around the town? And
you guys are doing? If you got a little bit of the,
a little bit of
this, you know what I'm talking about. Hey, what do you mean? Yeah. Well, bands go in cycles. We've played big places, we've played small places, we've played medium-sized places. I think, we're starting to reintroduce ourselves to the world. So we got some old stalwarts who are coming out, and but yeah, we after our first show, we've been booked again by that promoter, and I think the response has been pretty good.
All right.
For those of you who don't know, we're actually in a mall outside Denver, Colorado, and there's various forms of fairly typical Americans walking by. And
that's right.
I think they're in various
they want to know who this guy
out.
is. This guy is he is Harry Lugnutz. He is from the band Log.
That's right.
And of course, the folks out here in Belmar are checking out his awesome costume. It's not a costume. It's just a way of life. Right?
We all wear costumes, right? We all wear costumes. Just go to South Broadway on any night, and you'll see the costume du jour. Whether it be, I call it hipster Amish.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Or
love that.
Ironic 80s. You will find costumes everywhere you go. Yes,
I like the hipster. What's your favorite hipster look there, man?
I sometimes play the game hipster or shaker, or hipster or Amish, and so far the score is 6,412 hipster and possibly one Amish. I think it was an Amish turned hipster though. So
well, you never know, man.
I'm looking for the Amish.
One or the other
should feel robbed of their look. You know,
they should sue. Actually.
They should sue. I'm waiting to go to the high dive one night and actually seeing somebody churning butter on stage. Along with the banjos and the soft alt country. I mean, come on, turn it up a notch and actually churn some butter. Churn it up, my friends.
That's right. You heard it right here from Harry Lugnutz.
I'm offering my services as a butter churner.
Maybe you know what? How about if I do that? I'll just get me a churn. I'll just sit in a corner and I'll just churn the butter.
Start a new LinkedIn account. Butter churner extraordinaire. Available for band sit-ins and bar mitzvahs and weddings.
And yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We have Harry Lugnutz. He is one of the members of Log, L-O-G, Log. They're easy to find. You can check them out on Facebook and on Instagram and everywhere else that there's a social media.
Everywhere. There's social media I don't even know. But if we're not on it now, I'm assuming we'll be on it at some point.
We got it going on because he's wearing the bear suit and he means business, man. He means when he's got that going on, he means business, man. You know, the name Log. What I mean, it just did it just drop out?
Here's the mystery of it. It's it just happened to stick one day. We went by about 5 different names, and I think it was Dr. Bug who just said, tonight we should call ourselves Log. And we've been Log ever since. And it seems to work.
It's stuck. I don't you look on Facebook or on anywhere else and you see, well, the name Log, of course,
right?
Log, Loggers, but Log, the band, there's nowhere else. Nobody else has the name.
Well, and if you're looking for us, we kind of put a little just it's LOGCO with a little CO for Log Company. No, Log Colorado. But there are a couple other things that get mixed up with Log, but you'll find us. You'll find us. If you see
if you're looking for him, you'll find us.
If you see a strange band playing, with the pig logo, then you found us.
Tell us a little bit about that pig logo before we get into this next track here.
I think I'm not quite sure. I think some guy at the Brown Barrel designed it, which was an old bar on South Broadway. No, I'm not sure. I've always liked pigs, and I just thought Log looked good in a pig, and so the log hog has kind of been our mascot and logo for a long time, and so we've brought him back, and he is officially, as you can see here,
check out the logo again on the flyer that gives
our mascot. He's a happy pig. Most pigs are. They're pretty smart.
He's stamped though. He's definitely he's branded.
He's branded, but it's
he's an extra large.
It's a temporary tattoo.
Yes, that's right. We don't want the PETA
comes off in the hogwash.
We don't want the PETA people to come down here and splash us with paint buckets full of red paint.
This band is definitely good stuff. No animals have been harmed during or making the music. We do have a petting zoo, though. I mean, I know that sounds a little odd, but we started it a long time ago, and we try to get people in. We interact with the crowd quite a bit during our shows, and so one of the ways we thought we would do that is, get people liquored up and have them put on an animal costume and dance around.
There we go.
So if you want to be part of the petting zoo for the May 19th show, find us, hit us up, or just come to the show and let us know. And typically there are spots available, so we're hoping to get the full zoo back in action, and you'll have fun. Trust me.
Yes, indeed. It is Harry Lugnutz, one of the members of Log. You can check them out on May 19th at the Jimmy the Grinder benefit show at your mom's house. Go and get your tickets now. It's only $10. They'll be there with the grand tour. It'll be a great show, man. Throw back a lot of beers or whiskey or whatever you drink out there, because they serve it all. And just enjoy the show. It's going to be really, really good and really a fun time, man.
It will be.
Yes, indeed. You guys do. You guys have a lot of good, positive, solid energy. So I like it.
Well, thank you. We appreciate
Yes,
that.
indeed. We're going to get into this third track. This is track number 3.
Mystery number 3.
Yes, mystery number 3. However, it may change to number 4. So we'll
We don't
see.
know. We'll
Keep
see.
with us.
We may have a pinch hitter. You never know.
That's right. A pinch hitter. With Log.
Live internet radio.
Red, white, and blue. Rocks in my bed, rocks in my pillow, rocks in my head, rocks in my tube, and that's in my head. What I got to get to the bed. I got my home. Rocks in my pockets and rocks in my head, rocks in my pillow and crumbs in my bed, rocks in my socks and rocks in the street where the house is at. I got the hoop. I got the hoop.
I've got the hump.
The audience loves it. It's called I've Got the Hump. It is Log. I'm talking with Harry Lugnutz, and they will be at the Jimmy the Grinder benefit show May 19th at 7:30. It'll be at your mom's house with special guests, the Grand Tour. Indeed, indeed. And man, a lot of what I was listening to, and you told me through the song there was, I thought it was guitar.
It is not. Surprise, surprise. It's Mr. Knuckles Marinara and his magical saxophone. You know, he's we found him in Naples and Italy. And rumor has it, this is the local lore, is that he got his magic powers playing saxophone because he used to help his grandmother stir the sauce. But he used his hands. You know, he dipped the hands in there, crushed the tomatoes, gave it a stir, and after doing that for years, lo and behold, he's got the magic fingers. And now, in all seriousness, on that song especially, the drumming and the sax playing and some of the percussion is just I enjoy listening to it.
And how about that bass in that?
Well, you know, the bass player's got some work to do. He someday he'll the fat string goes on the top, and then I don't know. No, we worked on these songs with Mr. Nick Sullivan over at the Keep, and I want to give him a shout out. He's a hell of an engineer, and more than that, he's sort of just been a good collaborator of kind of trying to get us to think outside the box and get these songs to sound how they sound. So you know, these are almost final mixes, but not quite final mixes. So, but you know, hey, we figured we're on the Freeza block, man. Throw out some
got to bring them out, man. Got to bring it out.
That old crap. I want to hear the new stuff.
That's right. You did bring me some older stuff, but we decided to just forego it.
We're gonna just play the new stuff.
Yeah,
we're gonna play the
sounds good to me, man. And again, I'm talking with Harry Lugnutz. He is the bassist for the band Log, and again, you can check him out on the Facebook. It's spelled
on
like
the
it sounds.
Instaface on the Facebook. Yeah, we're at Logco on Facebook. That's at LOGCO, and then our I don't know, what do you call it? Our CB handle on Instagram is Lognoise, LOGNOISE. And you know, if you just Google Logco, LOGCO at Bandcamp, and we're on CD Baby and Spotify, and I don't know.
Anywhere that you could probably possibly find the music.
We'll be on the Lawrence Welk Show this Sunday at 4:30 p.m.
Don't slip on the bubbles.
That's right. Don't slip on the bubbles.
I've seen that happen. That was a live show. The poor lady about broke her hip. Man.
You know, we've all experienced issues with bubbles. That's for sure.
Do you guys have bubbles at your show?
Oh, only when we can afford her.
Not the chimp. Yeah, not the chimp.
She's expensive these days, Bubbles. You know, plus she spends most of her time in Reno.
That's right.
So no, we have had bubbles before. We've had bubbles. We've thrown cheese at the crowd. We've
what's the I think maybe the thing that maybe that you got the most negative reaction from throwing out.
Oh, negative. None of it's negative.
Come on, you know, like they weren't very happy about whatever.
I'll tell you a funny story. There was a time where we were maybe mismatched with a certain lineup, and we played a show with a very poppy, like kind of folk rock, rather suave, good-looking young singer-songwriter, and his audience was appropriately what you would expect, and the room was packed. And the minute we came out to play, we had these giant inflatables which didn't quite inflate all the way, so they looked like these kind of phallic inflatables lingering over the stage.
They weren't family friendly.
They weren't family friendly necessarily, or maybe so. Maybe it was more family planning. But so what I decided to do was grab a kid's book called Everybody Poops. Get everybody to sit in a circle in the middle of Herman's Hideaway, and we did story time where I just read Everybody Poops. Those who were inebriated enough and troopers enough to stick around, you know. So you never know what's going to happen.
You never know what's going to happen at the Log Show.
You try to turn lemons into lemon pledge.
That's right, man. We have Harry Lugnutz. He is the bassist for Log. And again, make sure to check them out on May 19th at 7:30 at your mom's house, right over there next to Wax Tracks. And what's the bar called?
Pearls.
And Pearls.
It's 608 East 13th.
Right across the street from Giuseppe's Pizza.
No. It's right next to Benny Blanco.
Benny Blanco from the Bronx, baby.
Giuseppe left a long time ago. You know,
I'm sorry.
He had a problem with some certain entrepreneurs from Southern Italy.
The guys were taking taxes.
Well, you know, something like that.
Indeed. Hey, man, tell us about Log. I mean, how do you get 4 or 5 guys to go along with the concept that you guys are putting out there, and really, what is it that, I hate to say it, but what influences you into making the kind of music that you guys make?
Oh boy, we're going deep now.
Yeah, a little bit, man.
Well, I wouldn't say there's a concept. It's it's been Log's really been the same people for quite some time. And the band, most of the songs, the structure of the songs, the kind of little sketch of each of them just come from myself and Dr. Bug, who's the drummer, jamming together. And so there's these ideas that are kind of rooted around the bass and drums. And what that does is it brings people with a mindset who like to kind of improvise around that. So we've always been able to attract people who are a little bit more experimental and a little bit more textural in what they do. And there's a lot of percussion involved, but 4 out of the 5 guys we've been together in this band for a very long time. We took a little bit of a break there, but I feel like this, even with the newest member, Mr. Knuckles, I feel like it just feels natural. And that's kind of the thing with Log. We never try to force anything and we just kind of let it happen. And sometimes it's loose. I mean, there's a structure, there's definitely a tightness, but there's room we sort of celebrate human nature. Let's just put it that way.
There we go, man.
If something happens and if somebody falls down, then we go with it. We go down the stairs together and see where it leads us. And that chorus maybe never gets played that night, but we just kind of roll with it. But that's kind of been the nature of it. In fact, that's how this album was recorded. We went in, we tracked all the bass and drums. I did all of the vocals before we added any other instrumentation. And it gives people tons of space to kind of fill the hole. And I think it leads to a little bit outside the box.
Definitely
additions.
Some creativity, some, just
let's hope
like
so.
I said, outside the box, man. Really good stuff. Again, I'm talking with Harry Lugnutz. He is with Log. He is the bassist. They're going to be at the benefit show for Jimmy the Grinder at your mom's house with the special guest grand tour. Only $10. It'll be a really fun Saturday night. So go ahead and get your booze on and have a really, really good time. We're going to play. Hopefully the next track is what you want. What Baklava?
We're gonna play a song called Baklava, and if you're fortunate enough to come out May 19th, you might get some baklava. We'll see. We'll see. We don't know.
We do have.
We don't know. I got to see if my
call.
hookup is still there. We'll see if I can still get the baklava.
There you go. All right, right here, Baklava. MileHighUnderground.com, the Freeza Block Show. Hopefully. We're searching for baklava. This is it.
This is it.
Enjoy it, folks.
But not the greatest lover when you're crying in the middle of a gut like Benihana. Had you catch me with your cookie, let's never get your food. Bring around the collar, having at the soup. Eating good lasagna, in the rubber with the sayonara, and you're talking to a donkey in the thousands. Tijuana, and you're sleeping in your britches while it festers and it grows. You're tired like Baltimore and hang out on your clothes. It shakes and it wiggles like a drunken needle, like a It's not It's not out. It's not out. It's not out. It's not out. The song is not out. It's not out. The song is not out. It's not out. The song is not out. It's not out. It's not out. The song is not out. It's not out. The song is not out. It's not out. The song is not out. It's not out. It's not out. It's not out. Baklava. She can be the hubba bubba. Jimmy Chumba when the quarters in the dribble. But now you're quite a solver and you play a tiny fiddle. We're the rustic picker, it's the fiddle. It's the fiddle. And you're thumping in your sneakers, what you from your toes. A lollipop, the record, and your running nose. The bubbles in your soda look like a pagoda, a pagoda, a pagoda, a pagoda, a pagoda. Baklava. 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 Baklava.
Baklava.
Yes, the baklava. Good stuff. It is Harry Lugnutz from the band Log. If you like that music, and you know you do, make sure to check them out on May 19th and at your mom's house, and it'll be a great, you come out anyway because it's a benefit show, man, and it's, you know, they could really, you know, use the help, man.
It's a benefit for a great man.
Yeah, it's definitely not for it's not for their own personal gain or anything like that. Well, just one guy's personal gain.
That's right. That's right.
But yeah, just explain for the folks who might have missed it for the first time why
we're doing a benefit show for Jimmy the Grinder, who's a member of Log, who had open heart surgery earlier this year. And the good news that I'm happy to report is that he is doing fantastic. It was a successful surgery. He has recovered remarkably well. He's actually going to be playing with us at the show on May 19th. But
nobody, don't show him the bill because he'll wind up right back in there.
That's right. I mean, I think the reality of it is that, you know, these types of things take, when you're out of work for a long time and when you have to deal with the realities of our medical care, we're just trying to put together a fun night to help him out and give him a little boost, get him back on his feet.
Yeah, so make sure to come on out, clear your calendar right now, May 19th. It'll be a fun night at your mom's house. Make sure to get there a little early so you can get some good parking on, or take the Uber up there, whatever you need to do.
Uber it up.
Yeah, because, you know, a lot of these places that the parking is just insane.
Well, I don't know.
Or there isn't any, but whatever. You wouldn't know because you're always there early.
That's right.
So.
You know, what did Yogi Berra say? Nobody goes there anymore. There's no parking. Nobody goes there anymore. It's too crowded.
That's right. Nobody goes there. It's too crowded. No doubt about it. Make sure to come on out at your mom's house over there right in the central Denver area.
Cap Hill, baby. Cap Hill.
Yep, right next to Wax Tracks and what's the bar's name?
Pearls.
Pearl. And
yes, Pearls.
And Benny Blanco's Pizza, baby. Yes,
Benny Blanco's.
All right
Wax
on
Tracks, and I think there's a decrepit 7-Eleven that hasn't been active for like 15 years. Just go slightly east of that and you'll find it.
No doubt about it. It's going to be a really fun time. Make sure, again, May 19th and at your mom's house. And well, we just about wrap this thing right on up.
All right. Well,
yes,
thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
It's all good, man. Again, it is Harry Lugnutz, and check him out. Jimmy the Grinder, Dr. Bug, and I can't remember the other guy's name because it's so long.
Knuckles Marinara and Lenny King Kohlrabi.
Yes, indeed. And they'll have a merch booth there. They'll be selling their stuff, man. Make sure,
great t-shirts.
Stay around, say hi to the guys. They're really fun, really kick-ass guys, man, and they're friendly as hell. Right. And hey, man, it's just going to be a great time, man.
That's right.
Indeed. I'll name it out one more time at your mom's house as you're playing. I'm going to play What was that last track?
I have no idea, but let it rip.
Track 4 was the one that we were going to play.
Let's go track. What did we just play? 5. So we'll play 6.
Let's play 6. All right.
Track 6. Good. We're just going to call each song track 1, 2, 3, and 6.
That's the best one, man. That's
right.
The best way to go, man. Again, make sure to check out Log, the benefits show on May 19th at your mom's house. We got Harry Lugnutz in. Make sure and check us out again next week, man. We will have Reason the Citizen in the studio. And thank you again. Make sure to check Log out, and as we log out, indeed. Thank you.
I hear the knocking at you to see the day. Save you from the hate and take you to your safe place. So they can call cake. I hear them running through the red tape. Soaring through the air, flying in the air. They can go okay. Another here to set you free. One is 6'9", the other 5'3". So they can go okay. Another mocking their shimmy and the shake, giving you a song and a happy face. So they can go, okay, we're superheroes fighting the enemy. They are gender neutral and the human free. So they can go, okay, they're bringing home that shiny and the sex. Ready to change your clothes, you shove them off your ass. Slow